2024 Ford Ranger First Drive, revised and repowered, but better? No V6 just yet, but the new Ranger aims to improve on the outgoing version in several areas. There's a mid-size truck war raging and Ford has reinvigorated its entry with the new 2024 Ranger, which has been on sale globally since 2022. Unlike the previous Ranger, this one was engineered with US sales in mind from the start. It's not available in America with the turbo diesel sold elsewhere, but the new Ranger does offer a pair of gas-burning power plants, each available with 2- or 4-wheel drive. Stability has been improved against the outgoing truck with a new frame that affords the Ranger a 2-inch wider track and a 128.0-inch wheelbase, a 2-inch gain. The 2024 Ranger comes with just one bed length and cab configuration, Super Crew with a 5-foot bed. Engine choices include a 270 horsepower, 310 pound-to-foot 2.3-liter EcoBoost i4 or a new to Ranger 315 horsepower, 400 pound-to-foot 2.7-liter twin-turbocharged V6. These are familiar engines to Ford fans. The 4-cylinder is also available in the F150, where it makes a bit more horsepower, and a slightly more powerful and torquier version of the V6 can be found in the Bronco. The 4-cylinder is batting lead-off at launch, with the V6 not slated to arrive until the fall. In all versions, output is routed through the 10 or 60 10-speed automatic transmission. There is neither a manual transmission nor a hybrid powertrain in the plans, at least in the near term. Ranger on road. We spent some time with the Volume XLT but ended up putting the bulk of our miles on a swankier Lariat model, traveling an on-road route that meandered city traffic before climbing switchbacks into Utah's Wasatch Range. This Ranger and its 2.3-liter EcoBoost cruises confidently around town and has adequate punch for getting up to speed on the interstate but is far from exhilarating. For mountain ascents, we selected Sport Mode on the rotary dial. This adds hints of red to the digital instrument cluster and forces the transmission to hold its first few gears for a bit longer, but in practice it seemed to mostly raise noise levels rather than provide more accelerative oomph. Except brief bouts of invigorated driving, where shifts were a bit firmer, the 10-speed squeezed-off gear changes imperceptibly. Our drive tested the off-road FX4 package across pothole-riddled stretches of icy dirt road. As in the GMC Canyon/Chevy Colorado, the Ranger's rear shocks are mounted to the outside of the leaf springs. The composite springs and outboard dampers kept the rear of the truck from skittering and jittering over the bumps where we've seen similar pickups step out sideways. 3 Peak Mountain snowflake emblems on the all-terrain tires also meant we had the grip necessary to get moving on hard-packed snow. Starting from a standstill on icy patches could require selecting 4-wheel drive in some other brands' trucks. In contrast, engaging the rear locking differential in the Ranger was enough. There isn't a Tremor version yet. That's the off-road model that sits between the regular lineup and the beastly Raptor, but those who can't wait will get by just fine thanks to the good stability and the versatility of the selectable locking rear differential. Early Ranger adopters should be more than satisfied when venturing away from pavement. We didn't get to drive all day, but if we did, we just consider it a great excuse to ooze deeper into the plush seats and enjoy the comforts of the Ranger's cabin, and every trim level was a comfortable place to spend time. Ride quality follows suit, as the Ranger seems to float like a pontoon boat over the road. This is a nice riding truck. Steering inputs are transmitted crisply to the road, and body control is notably good as well. There is a general and pleasing plushness to this truck's on-pavement behavior. Towing tech. The new Ford Ranger is equipped with first-in-class Pro Trailer Backup Assist and Trailer Reverse Guidance systems. No matter how experienced you are at towing, we can appreciate a bit of help finagling the camper backwards down a squiggly driveway. It's now a hands-off-the-wheel affair in the Ranger. While we only challenged the setup with trailer holding a pair of ATVs in a coned-off parking lot, we are confident the most uncoordinated driver could reverse even the trickiest, stubbiest, trailer using the assist knob. Unlike in the larger F150, though, the Ranger cannot help with hitching, as Pro Hitch Assist isn't offered here. The Ranger also displays unique camera angles of the entire ordeal, including a top-down 360-degree view, a split-screen display of what lies to the sides of your truck and trailer, lines projecting the trailer's path, and more. Additionally, the graphic on the center screen will warn of potential and imminent jackknife situations indicating when the driver needs to pull forward and realign trailer and vehicle. Download the free Ford Pass app and your pre-trip trailer light inspection can be conducted from your mobile device, saving you a handful of sprints between the cab and the trailer corners. We also hitched up an off-road capable trailer weighing about half of the truck's 7,500-pound tow rating. With just the 2.3 liters of displacement at our disposal, we drove a route through stop-and-go traffic, across highways, and up a slight mountain grade. The Ranger's behavior was expected for a mid-sized pickup when it came to feeling the motions of the trailer behind. It never felt like the load was commanding the vehicle. However, the Ranger did seem to exert itself throughout the drive, and its self-reported fuel economy figures flirted with 16 miles per gallon for the short stint. Inside the Ranger. Sliding inside the Lariat means staring up and down at a vertical 12.4-inch center screen and another 12.4-inch, horizontal, digital gauge cluster ahead of the wheel. Despite most commands requiring a finger stab toward the touchscreen, temperature and music volume are still manipulated with tactile knobs with redundant controls on the wheel. The electronic shifter on higher trims is intuitive and mostly avoids overcomplicating the gear selection process. Base models retain a standard mechanical grip shifter. This new piece was necessitated by the Ranger's optional Active Parking Assist 2.0. The wireless charging dock is flanked by oddly sized grab handles similar to the larger and more functional pieces in the Bronco. We also found that operating the drive mode rotary dial was rather awkward for anyone who needs to position the driver's seat closer to the steering wheel. On the more practical side, the front passenger has 2 storage spaces in the dash in addition to the glove box. Riders in the back have decent headroom and space to stretch their legs well enough on long journeys, but trade a pair of cup holders in lesser Rangers for dedicated air conditioning vents. When the rear seats aren't carrying passengers, they fold flat to accommodate coolers, pets, and other large cargo. Make sure to empty your underseat storage bins before stuffing the cabin full of camping gear, though. Out back, where the party's at. The Ranger now gets a step on each side between the bed corner and the wheel well. Each step can fit 2 work boots and let us reach most of the bed without climbing inside. We only tested half of the step's 300-pound weight rating. When it comes to hauling, the 2WD Ranger is equipped to carry just over 1,800 pounds in the bed with a 3,500-pound tow rating on the bumper. This is about 100 pounds less than the previous Ranger. Opting for the 4-wheel drive Ranger drops roughly 100 pounds from the payload but maintains the 7,500-pound tow rating.